Namaste, I am Sridhar, welcoming you to my channel. Today I wanted to share a subject called self-doubt. This subject was I was contemplating for a few days. I thought this subject will be very interesting, and I wanted to share my understanding about this subject, about self-doubt. What is self-doubt? What is self-doubt? If you had listened to some of the satsangs where His Holiness Baghavan Paramahamasa Nithyanandas very clearly says there are four images that we all have, four aspects or four images that we have: the inner image and the outer image, and life image and others image. The inner image is what we think about ourselves deep within. That is our inner image. Each one of us have an inner image. And the image that we project others, that is outer image. The image that we project others is the outer image. So the outer image is quite different from the inner image. So the inner image is one and the outer image is one. Very unconsciously this happens. Most of the time we do not understand why we come in doubt and why we always get confused, why there is chaos. Most of the times we do not understand that because we are not sensitive to the inner image that we have and the outer image that we project. To elaborate into this aspect of what inner image and outer image is, I think I will share one story, a best story. Before sharing what the best story is, these experiential understandings I am sharing is out of my understanding, my contemplation, and the way I look at it. So whatever I am saying may not be the same for others. It may be different for different people. But I am sharing something which I experience, and I believe that in my sharing I will be definitely clearing many people's doubts. So that is why I want to share this. What is self-doubt? How self-doubt is formed in us? What are the damages that self-doubt can make to us? Now, as I was saying, there's a beautiful saying in our Kannada and in our local languages that when a cat drinks milk, it closes its eyes. It closes its eyes and drinks the milk. Why? Because it does not want others to know that it is drinking milk. Like that subtle our inner images and our outer images play on us. Most of the time we are not even aware of what we are doing. Like the cat closing its eyes, it drinks the milk, thinking that nobody knows what it is doing. Similarly, the subtle inner self-talks we have about ourselves, that forms the inner image. And the projection what we give to others is quite different. It can be like east and west. The inner image is different, the outer image is different. And that gap between your inner image and outer image, His Holiness Baghavan Paramahamasa very clearly defines as the gap is called the self-doubt. Totally in a different way is defined about self-doubt. We all know what is doubt and how we doubt. Many times in our outer world we doubt many things, but we project as though we are not doubted, as though we believe. It is so subtle that we also do not know. Inside us we are not completely in sync with our outer and inner image. Outer image projection may be different, but the inner image projection may be different. Once we understand this aspects of us, then I think permanently we can eliminate or we can lessen that which is inner and outer, or we can reduce the doubts that we carry within ourselves. This is about self-doubt. When you have clarity in your inner self-doubt, about your self-doubt, naturally that doubt, that freedom from doubting outside also will come. When we have clarity in about our self-doubt, that which we doubt outside in our external world will have clarity. So one more story I want to share, which is very interesting. I think that story and this self-doubt or self-identity matches. In a long ago, there was a village. In that village, there was a washerman who used to wash clothes, and he had kept. His house was near to the forest, and the village was in between the forest and his house. So most of the time he used to wash the clothes of the people in the village, and he used to take the clothes and go and give it back in the village, and he used to come back every day. One fine day, there was a jackal happened to pass that side. This washerman had kept glue, a blue color glue, to put the white cloths to have a better shine. He had kept a glue, blue color glue. In that glue he used to put white cloths to have better shine. So he had a concentrated liquid of blue color. One day a jackal happened to pass that side. It slipped and fell into the drum where he had kept this blue glue. Somehow the jackal managed to come out from the glue, from the drum. For its surprise, it looked totally different. It looked totally blue. It was astonished by its own color. It wanted to encash on that color. So when it went back to the forest where it has come from, many of the animals, seeing that jackal, they were seeing with wonder. There is some external creature which has come, which is not there in our forest. Something different has come. Using this opportunity, the jackal proclaimed that it has come directly from heaven, and it has come, and it is a special being. So it started showing its authority on all other animals, making use of the blue color it had. The king of the forest, lion, called all the animals, had a meeting, and they found out that this creature which has come is not amongst them. It is something divine, as it says, because it is different in color and looks very peculiar. So we will not show any wrath on this. We will try to understand this, and we will try to obey what this creature says, because for them it does not look like a jackal because of its color, the color it is having. So this continued, and the jackal was enjoying the hospitality given by the king of the forest, the lion and other animals. It was enjoying the hospitality, but there were some groups of jackal. They had doubt about this jackal because it looks similar in all respects except its color. So they wanted to test that whether it is belonging to their own clan. So the jackals, they have a habit. When they howl, other jackals also howl. One jackal, if it howls from one place, far away if there is another jackal, it will also howl. That is, it will give its voice, or it will give a sound, so that these jackals recognize each other that they are there. So what this all the jackal flock, what they did is, let us test whether this blue colored creature belongs to us, because in look it is like similar to us. So let us go in the night today and let us howl, and we will wait the response by that blue colored creature. If it howls back at us, then we know it is belonging to our clan. If it doesn't howl, then definitely it should be a different breed altogether. So these jackals all planned and they started howling in the night. One by one they started howling. With great difficulty, this jackal, the blue colored jackal who disguise of a different being which was saying, never wanted to howl. It was just quiet. It never wanted to howl. But somehow it could not stop the temptation of howling back to the sound of its clan. It started howling back, and the other jackals, you know what the story, further you know what the story is all about. Friends, why this story I am sharing is, this inner image is so subtle in us. It is so subtle in us that it projects entirely a different picture than what we are inside. Inside we think differently, but when it comes to projecting to others, we project ourselves in a different way. This is what we are, most of the time we are not even conscious that we are doing this. We are unconsciously doing this. This unconsciously doing only leads to self-doubt. We doubt our abilities. We doubt ourselves. We keep doubting ourselves and our abilities. Because the inner image that we carry is so subtle than the outer image that we project. And it is like we having a mask. We have a mask, we project, we show the world that we are different, but deep down inside we think differently. This story syncs with what I said. This jackal is exactly the way we have our inner images, in our thinking, in our being, the way we think. Like the cat closing its eyes, we think that nobody has noticed what we are thinking. That is what the self-talk we do to ourselves most of the time. And when we project a brave picture, we project a brave show to others. This difference, or this is what leads to most of the time confusion about who we are. This confusion leads to self-doubt. Once we deeply contemplate about our inner self-talk and what we say to ourselves, and find out how we behave to our inner image, once we understand what are the things that we carry inside ourselves and how we project ourselves to others, once that both sinks and both minimizes or both comes together, then we can live and express a life which is without any doubt. We can show up very powerfully because our inner image and our outer image are the same. That happens only when we accept and when we realize that we have an inner image which is totally different, very subtle. Most of the time it fools us itself. This is what information I wanted to share with my viewers. I encourage each one of you to contemplate on what I said. Definitely you will find out many things which are there inside us, but the way we project to others will be different, often leading to doubt our own self and abilities. Most of the time it has happened. It has happened in my life. That's why I am sharing this, because I know many of us also, many of you people also have this. There is a subtle difference between our inner image and outer image, what we project. By constantly looking inside and looking outside, we can minimize that, and that minimization will help us to not doubt anything. Once we stop doubting ourselves, then whatever we see outside also, the doubt will not arise. Because I believe doubt and belief, they are both interlinked. What we doubt, we believe. What we believe, we doubt. To come out of this, to break away from this, we need to deeply look within ourselves and understand this. All this has happened because of the ignition or initiation given by His Holiness Baghavan Paramahamasa Nithyanananda. Me attending the Inner Awakening program, what he conducts, has made us to look within deeply and accept what we are inside, and try to project a real self with no doubt. So understanding us ourselves starts with self-doubt. I encourage all my viewers to subscribe to my video, watch my videos. My sharings it's only my own personal sharings based on the scriptural sharings and based on the enlightened master's talks, that which I have contemplated, and whatever I am sharing has the roots from the enlightened masters. Definitely I am sure you will have lot of insights if you start watching and listening to satsangs conducted by many enlightened masters. Especially I recommend each one of you to log in and listen to the satsangs conducted by His Holiness Baghavan Paramahamasa Nithyanandas. Thank you. Saying so, I take a leave from you. Be blissful.